back to Sell by Tracey Real Estate, where we are in the business of making your real estate dreams come true. If you are looking to purchase a home within the next 3 months, stay tuned because I'm going to tell you exactly what to do to make this the most enjoyable, stress-free process. So if you are new here, my name is Tracey Montgomery and I am a realtor with Noble Group Realty here in Cibolo, Texas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell because we will be uploading videos weekly, all related to all things real estate. Stay tuned. Okay, so now for your 3-month game plan. There are so many potential buyers out here that are just anxious and stressed out about the home buying process because they don't know where to start, what to do, or when they, make a move, they don't know what to do next. But sit tight, lock in with me because I'm going to take you through the home buying process from step 1 to close. Okay, so this is a 3-month game plan, and this is a fairly average timeline for, most buyers. This game plan is broken up into 3 parts. So we're gonna have planning, we're gonna have home shopping, and we're gonna have closing. The planning phase, which is the most important phase, will consist of about 8 to 10 days. Home shopping, it can, last from 10 days up until, about 50 days. And then closing typically takes 30 days from the time you go under contract to the time you sign your loan funds and you get your keys. Our ultimate goal here is to avoid the doom scrolling. And doom scrolling is getting on all of those, real estate apps like Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Realtor.com, and just scrolling. It can be a very defeating process because you're gonna come across homes that you love. You just are. And you are going to see those homes flying off of the market, okay? So let's avoid that and let's plan appropriately so that we can save ourselves some heartbreak, okay? We're gonna do all of the upfront work first so that when we see something we love, we are ready to jump on the opportunity, okay? So planning is first. Let's get into planning. Okay, day 1 of planning, we are gonna start with what you can afford. So you are going to use a budget to find what is and what isn't working for you. You can download a budget sheet from Excel. There are budgeting apps. Some banks offer budgeting, or you can meet with a financial advisor that will provide you a spreadsheet to fill in. So look to see where you are, spending in excess. Look to see, what you can cut out. Look to see if your current rent or living situation is affordable and comfortable for you. And then we're gonna plan from there. So day 1, start with your budget. Sit down with whoever you're buying the home with, a friend, a family member, a spouse, a partner, and go through the budget together so that we have a clear understanding of what you feel comfortable paying monthly for your home. Okay? On day 2, you are going to start the pre-approval process. Now, I have an in-house lender that I will be, sending you guys to. They are nationwide loan servicers. So you're gonna start with the pre-approval. It's going to verify that you can get a mortgage, 1. They will explain different loan types that will fit your particular situation. And then you will be able to see exact numbers, based on the current interest rates, the property taxes in your area, going rates on home insurances, all of the things that are typically included in the 1 mortgage payment. Now, once you get all of that submitted to your loan officer, they will, send it to their underwriters and they will let you know if, you have a pre-approval and for the amount that you approved for. So you're gonna take day 3 and day 4 and sit down with your partner and you're going to come up with a needs versus wants list and an idea of what you're willing to compromise on. So we wanna make sure that you allow room to grow in the future. Most buyers are not purchasing their dream home on the very first purchase, okay? So if you get 80% of, the wants on your list, that is a deal that you would want to move forward on. Again, you can make any house a home It is important to go in and see that it is meeting most of your wants, definitely all of your needs, but most of your wants. But 80% is a great number, okay? And this includes your budget. So just because you get approved for, $300,000 doesn't mean that you have to go buy a $300,000 house, okay? So you can find something, within 80-90% of that will be suitable and beautiful and definitely, make you guys happy. On day 5, we want to plan our exit. So if you are in a lease, you're going to, speak with your leasing office, make sure that you're making all of the payments so that we don't get any dings on our credit for poor rental history, or, you can negotiate a buyout. So if you, find a home, you're in love with it, you're pre-approved and, you're ready to jump on it and move in, within 30 to 60 days, that is a conversation that you should have with your leasing office, because they may offer you the opportunity to just buy out the lease. So instead of, being responsible for that rent for the 6 months that are remaining on your lease, they may say, okay, you'll, pay 2 months or 3 months rent, and then, we'll call it quits and, we'll break the lease. No problem. So be sure to have open communication with your leasing office, especially before you go under contract, because what we don't want is a full mortgage payment and full rent payment for a set amount of months. Okay, we do not want that. Also, if you're currently in a home that you own and you don't plan on keeping for your real estate portfolio and renting out, we do need a plan to sell it. So again, I can list that for you, or I can connect you with someone that can list that for you, so that we have a plan to get that property sold while or before you close on the new property. On days 6 and 7, we want to meet with our team. So be sure to check in with your agent, go over all of the things from steps 1 through 5. So, your pre-approval, what your budget is, your needs versus want list, all of that. Go over all of that with your agent. And then between days 8 and 10, we want to start, finding a home inspector. So we typically won't need a home inspector until we are under contract and in an option period, which I'll explain what that means later. But we definitely don't want to be rushed at the last minute to make, a last minute decision on who we want to do this inspection on this huge asset that we're purchasing. So start looking into different inspectors in your area, read their reviews, look up all of the services that they provide, what they inspect for, how they provide their reports, if they communicate with you. All of those things are extremely important in an inspector. And now we get to the fun part, shopping. Okay, so days 11 and on, we're gonna explore homes. Okay, this is the fun part about purchasing a home. So 1, send a copy of your pre-approval letter to your agent. They're going to need to have that to provide, the seller when making an offer for you. We want you to supercharge your search with MLS access. That is one of the key benefits of having a real estate agent. They have access to databases that the general public do not. Okay, so, some of the sites like Zillow and Realtor.com, they're pulling information from the MLS, but it is delayed. Okay, so your realtor is going to be the first one to get a look at homes that meet your specific criteria, and you will be able to see those homes, visit those homes first. Okay, versus, people just shopping on their own on Zillow or Realtor.com or Trulia. Okay, we want to realistically look at homes online. And I stress realistically because we need to make sure that we are putting in our criteria, when searching. So we're not going to say, oh, I want to live in the Stone Oak area. It's too broad. So I want to live in what neighborhood in the Stone Oak area, under what price point, what number of bedrooms, what number of bathrooms, garage, HOA, amenities, all of those things. So we have to realistically look at homes online. We don't want to get into that doom scrolling and just looking at any and everything and getting our hopes up, or, seeing, these multi-million-dollar homes and, finding that we're unable to appreciate what it is that we can't afford, that we were pre-approved for. Okay, so realistically look at those homes online and, start saving the ones that really fit what your needs are. Visit at least one open house, okay? So in an area, there are going to be, open houses. So, check online or check with your realtor and just go, because you may find that, you will find that things look differently in person than they do online. Secondly, you might find a layout that you were not considering before that actually fits your family's needs and functionality, okay? Drive through the different neighborhoods that you're interested in and narrow down the pockets that you want to buy in, okay? You do not want to just buy a home blindly without having, experienced the neighborhood. So drive your car over there, park, walk down the street, take the kids to the neighborhood park, and, just see how the neighborhood is. Is it quiet? Is it busy? Are the streets full of zooming cars? Are there people walking dogs all the time? Is there wildlife? Out here in Cibolo, we have deer everywhere. So go experience the neighborhood before you just say, oh my God, I like this house. Let's put an offer on it. I don't advise that at all. I recommend that you experience it and you really get a feel for it, because you'll be locked in for a while. After the home shopping process and we find a home in a neighborhood that we absolutely love, we're going to make an offer. Okay, so this is when your agent takes over. Okay, so how does the offer process work? So you view a home with your realtor, you like it, you let your realtor know, like, hey, I want to put in an offer on it. So it is not a guarantee that, you put in an offer and the seller accepted. So let's say that there was a home for $300,000 and, you offered $290,000. Just because you made an offer, it does not mean that they, will accept it or even entertain it. What may happen is they may counter offer and come back and say, okay, we're willing to sell with you, but, we want $295,000 for it. And then at that point, you have the opportunity to say yay or nay. Okay, so your realtor will draw up all of that paperwork in a legal document, have you sign it, and send it over for the seller to review and either decline, accept, or counter offer. Typically, with an offer, you have to send your pre-approval letter, earnest money, which is money in good faith showing that you are serious about purchasing the house. That amount of money is usually equal to 1% of the home price. So again, that $300,000 mark, just to make the math easy, you will be sending a check for $3,000, which will be applied to your down payment. So this comes out of your down payment. So the earnest money, as well as an option period check. So an option period is a period that you have to bring your inspector out to the property to make sure everything is working properly and to your standards. You don't want to, just go in and purchase a home and, you end up closing on it and move in and, there was water damage and the ceiling caves in, or, there was mold and, your family ends up getting sick. So you have this set amount of time that you purchase for with an option period, which is usually $10 a day, to have an inspector go out, do your report, make negotiations to either have the seller fix them or offer concessions or money, at closing so that you can get those things fixed yourself, okay? From there, after the option period is over, you are officially under contract and the closing process starts, okay? From contract to closing, the seller will accept your offer. The lender will send you like initial documents and ask for updated documents. So again, if we're doing this over a 3-month period, when you initially get pre-approved, you'll provide W-2s and, bank statements and pay stubs and things like that. But as you get ready to actually purchase the home, the lender may need, updated pay stubs or something like that, okay? You'll have your home inspection done. You'll have a title search done, and a title search is, an insurance for you. So we have a company search all of the title history of the home to make sure that it is getting transferred to you free and clear, meaning that, you know, there are no random people that have, you know, any say or ownership in the home or any liens put on the home. So, you know, if there was a mechanical lien because, you know, the previous seller didn't pay, you know, for any work that got done, or, you know, if there's a pool and they owe money on the pool, we don't want anything coming back on you. We want it free and clear and transferred to you, ready to go. Okay, the home appraisal. So the lender will order an appraisal on the home to make sure that they are selling it for what it's actually worth. Okay, so the bank will not lend you more money than what the home is actually worth. So again, that $300,000. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, but the appraisal comes back at $270,000, the bank will not lend more than $270,000. Okay, so you can either go back to the seller and say, hey, you know, we need to reduce the sales price to $270 and we'll keep on going, or you have to come up with that extra $30,000 to meet what they're asking. Okay, but the bank will not lend you more than what the home is actually worth. Okay, towards the end of the closing process, you're going to review the final numbers. You'll receive a final closing disclosure from your lender, just to make sure that everything looks right. So they will have your accurate monthly payment, the property taxes. They will have the quotes from the insurance company that you choose. And then you go sign final docs. So you'll go to a title company for your closing typically. Sometimes they do it remotely, but most of these documents have to be notarized. So you'll go in, you'll sign, you'll provide them, you know, 2 forms of identification, and then your loan funds, you get your keys, and you move in. So that is a 3-month game plan in a nutshell. If you have any questions or you're ready to get started, please contact me. My number is on the slides, 210-896-8644. And again, my name is Tracey Montgomery with Noble Group Realty, and I'm here to make your real estate dreams come true.